Serving Tampa Bay since 1954. The Heritage Station. WTMP, Egypt Lake, Tampa, Clearwater, 97.5 in Pinellas.
Porch Talk Radio live. Make sure and share this with all your friends and family. Also like. Please like and let us know you're out there. Like, again, share with friends and family all over the planet. Coming to you live.
Alrighty. Tampa Bay, it's that time again. We're at it. We're returning to you. And this week, there was the RNC convention. I don't think anybody so far today has talked about it. Well, maybe it's because it was that good. Or maybe it was that bad. But whatever the deal was, we definitely gonna talk about it today. It's gonna be part of what we're gonna bring to you, and so I don't forget. Not that it's not important, but for all you folks, and I haven't heard anybody mention it today, but Chadwick Boseman, who's the Black Panther, passed yesterday from what I was told, and
colon cancer.
4 years of battling colon cancer. That young man is definitely going to be missed. So want to make sure we get that in.
Great talent.
Don't miss that. And that movie generated over $1 billion. So he definitely. I don't know if they're going to get somebody to kind of take his place, or how they're going to do that. But, when you generating movies that produces $1 billion, you made a statement. So that young man made a statement.
Martin Lawrence will replace him.
My regards to his family and friends and fans and the whole yard. So also, want to make sure that folks know, and we're doing all this before we get the show started. So again, sometime once the show gets started, we get to talk and then stuff slips by, and then next week or somebody called me as soon as the show's over and say, Eddie, you forgot to, so I want to make sure that everybody knows we have an anniversary coming up, because on September the 19th, which is actually in 3 weeks, we, Tim, Gabriel, and myself will be here at WTMP doing Porch Talk Radio. It will be 5 years.
That long?
It'll be 5 years here at TMP. We've been doing this for 10 years, but we've been here. We would have been here because we started August the 19th, 2016. So
wow.
So give or take, another, great couple of weeks, 3 weeks from now, we will be, celebrating, doing what we do. So
still the top rated show.
So yeah, we bring a lot, have brought a lot, and it's a big celebration. So all you
free
folks,
tacos.
So all you people who are new to the show, because every week we get new people. We want to say welcome. Thank you. Longevity is a sign of something. I'm not going to say what it's a sign of.
We won't give up.
Depending on which side of the fence you're on, whether you like
Resistance
us.
is futile.
Whether you love us, whether you hate us, and I know, that equally is part of the forces.
But you're still listening.
That participates and deal with us every week here. And we're grateful. We're thankful. And we're going to say, God bless. We be here another 10 years. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. And we're going to get through this thing. As someone, once said, this too shall pass. The coronavirus and all the things that's connected with it.
BLM.
This all will be a distant memory, give or take a couple years from now.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to take a while. Because this is something like, a lot of generations can say we went through this and we went through that. We the first generation that going to be able to say we went through the corona. They've had other pandemics.
Oh yeah,
but none
more deadlier
in my lifetime that has affected every citizen. Give or take some. No matter where you're at in the world, has affected people to this degree. So anyway, that being said, welcome to Porch Talk Radio this Saturday afternoon.
Live.
We're glad you're listening. Folks on Facebook Live, we're glad you're here. We're going to get this show started. So if you want to call in during the show, you want to be on the air, you want folks to hear you, folks to hear your opinion, if you just got a word or two you want to get out, call in. The call-in number here at WTMP is 813-251-9867. 813-251-9867. That's for those who want to be on the show. If you want to call me after the show, you got a topic of conversation you want to talk about, you want to tell me, you got a plan, you got some stuff going on, you got an event, give me a call after the show. Eddie Adams' cell phone number, and I put it out there every week. I want to be accessible. I don't want nobody to think I'm hiding. Because I'm, like a lot of people throw stuff out there and then they hide. You can't get in contact with them. Well, whatever I throw out there, I'm gonna stand behind it and call me. I've heard cussing words before, so I've been called a few names before. So all that stuff kind of goes with the gig. If you're gonna be around for 10 years, trying to do stuff and make stuff happen within a community this size. You're going to have people that like you, and you're going to have people that hate you.
Gotta let them all.
And they go hand in hand. So if you want to call me after the show, anytime during the week, Eddie Adams' cell phone number is 813-230-3312. 813-230-3312. If you want to email me, Eddie, EDDIE, at PorchTalkRadio.com. Eddie, EDDIE, not EDDY, EDDIE, PorchTalkRadio.com. And if you want to text, you got the number. So, anyway, I have waited a long time. And again, it's going to be some people, it's going to be some black folks that hate what I'm about to tell you. But I'm going to say it anyway because I don't say stuff to make people like me. I say stuff because I think it needs to be said. I watched the RNC convention, and I watched Thursday night beginning to end. I was shocked, and I'm going to say this, and I got a lot of other stuff to follow it up, that the first speaker of the night was a black female. They started out, so they didn't waste any time, making folks know and understand that all that you've been hearing, all that you've been seeing, the production that's been the how do we make black folks hate Republican, that production over the last few months has been good. It's been positive. But I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm put this out there right now. So if you got a pen, a pencil, a tape recorder or whatever, there is a Black Voices for Trump chapter here in Tampa, Florida. They have an office. I told you about this a couple of weeks ago. I didn't have the address of the office, but they've had a couple of events there, and you get posters, signs, T-shirts, all that kind of stuff. The Black Voices for Trump office is 2525 East Hillsborough Avenue, right there on the corner of Hillsborough and 22nd. It's in the old Radio Shack headquarters. It used to be a Radio Shack in that little plaza.
Okay, then.
So that's where they are, and they've had events, and they are having events. And I'm going to tell you guys, and we're going to talk about the convention, but it's a lot of black folks that got your head in the damn sand. Your head's in the sand, and you keep saying, oh yeah, them Republicans, y'all, we hate them, and they this and they that. And I'm going to tell you something what's happening right now. This is where I started 10 minutes ago. What I have always wanted, I did not want either party to continue to take black folks for granted.
That makes sense.
I have not wanted the Democrats to just always vote for them. And I want the Republican to know that if they work hard do some good things in the community. Show their hand. Don't act like they hiding stuff. Show their hand.
They'll be rewarded.
Black folks will wake up and they don't need all the black vote. They don't need a 98% black vote. No. The Republicans do not need a 98% black vote to win in November. I'm gonna tell you what they need. I have kept, and I got a lot of yellow dog Democrats who are on my Facebook. I know because every time I post something, you got something negative to say, and it's okay, because I don't live or die, from my Facebook post or anybody else's Facebook post, and you guys got a lot of sites and things that happen on Facebook. You probably won't ever hear from me, going to your site and posting, my beliefs on your site, because I think, if you post what you believe on your site,
it's your site.
More power to you.
Yeah, it's your site.
And I'm not going to come to your site and fuss and fight with you about politics. I don't do that. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the effort. Unlike some of you guys, and I'm going to tell you something, my Facebook friends and a lot of people who are conservative, black, white, Hispanic, my site call you guys trolls.
Yes.
Yes. They call y'all trolls because you go to a site where the person is conservative, they black, Hispanic, whatever, and then you post stuff. Now I'm gonna tell you what I do. When I see it, I delete it because it's my site.
I block them where it came from.
You see what I'm saying? And if you get belligerent about it, I unfriend you because I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. I got another 5,000 on American Black Conservative Movement page, and I got another 3,000 here, 3,000. So again, friends on social media is not something that I'm trying to get. It's more of the same kind of thing I try to do with this show. We try to put information out there. We want you to understand that there's two sides to every coin, sometimes three. But the point being, and for folks who your first time listening to this show, what I would do, and I'm gonna say to you, I heard a lot of black stories at the Republican convention that I've never heard at any Democratic convention. I heard a lot of stuff that, it wasn't just people making up stories so they can get on the air. I'm thinking they're taking people from everyday life and saying everybody should hear this because it's that kind of a moving story. It's a position that a lot of people will never hear.
Well, also, Eddie, it's a different format than what the DNC gave, which is just you're a victim. You're going to have to just turn the system over and blow it up and create new victims. And the Republican Party, the convention itself, had people that have succeeded in accomplishing, getting over their victimhood and becoming something successful and helping other people along the way. So it's not just becoming somebody, but helping people along the way. And that was really one of the themes of the Republican National Convention, was people that have broken free, that have gotten off the mental plantation and have gone forward in their lives and have accomplished great things. They got the notification that the President of the United States noticed who they were. He recognized them, and suddenly he'd given them pardon out of prison. And now their lives have been completely turned around. But when they were in prison, they were still doing amazing things to help people. So they weren't just victims crying, boo-hoo me, I'm black, and everybody's... No, they turned that around. So you know what? I can be what I choose to be. And they choose to be successful black people that accomplish great things. We had some Hispanic people that spoke as well. And basically they came here with nothing. Just that boat thing they floated over from Cuba. And they started making a living. They knew if they worked hard, and they knew their English wasn't that great, but they said, if I just work hard, I believe in this country, I can make it. And they did, and they succeeded. The guy, the Mr. Pillow guy, he spoke somewhere in the 4 nights out there. And this guy used to be a druggy guy, strung out, and somehow or another he found Jesus. Jesus found him, however you want to say it. And now but it wasn't just him breaking free. It was him bringing other people along the way, and I constantly heard that in the Republican National Party, the convention, they were people that broke free, but then they were bringing other people along the path of success.
Well, see, the thing that's important, and one thing I don't want, you folks to miss here in this particular conversation is, they had poor black folks, they had middle class black folks, and they had rich, successful black folks. So it wasn't like, they were trying to say, well, all the black Republicans are rich and smart and this and that. No, they had some folks who were not doing so well, who had some hard times, who had come through some stuff. At the end of the day, what they were trying to say was, we appreciate you as Americans.
Ooh.
That was a big deal. Now if someone told me, and then I kind of looked back and saw, and again, this is us against them. I'm gonna say it because I'm not gonna try to shade it and color it and make it. This is political. So this is a political show. We're gonna have a political conversation. They were not trying to reinforce America during the Democratic convention. I saw some of it. Didn't see as much of it as I did of the Republican convention. But the thing that there was no flags, there was no American flags. They wasn't trying to, they weren't saying, America's a great country. They're pretty much saying America's a shitty country. And
Continuously. Victims.
And at the end of the day, what has it done for you? It hasn't done nothing for you, and it's beat you up, and it's done this and it's done that, and all the riots and the looting and all the stuff that's going on. America has problems. I'm going to say this. I'm be one of the first ones to say we got our problem. But at the end of the day, what's different about America is that they have countries in the world, places on this planet, where you can go today, and if your grandfather or grandmother's job was maintaining the crap house of the latrine, and some places they still have public toilets.
Yeah.
If your grandfather's job or your great-great-great-grandfather's job was cleaning the toilet, the best you could ever do is be a good toilet cleaner.
And that's a caste system that still exists in many countries.
Millions of people.
And right here in America, we've had people that started out that way, cleaning bathrooms, but then one day they end up owning the company that they start out cleaning bathrooms in. It's possible.
But that's the difference, and that's what I want to make sure folks understand. You can find fault with every system in the world.
Yes.
They got good points and bad points. But unlike any other place you go, it pretty much don't matter how you get here. Once you get here, there's opportunity to do good. I've heard, millions of stories of folks who show up with the shirt on their back and a suitcase, $500, they did this and did that, but what part that you keep missing, what part not enough folks talk about at the Democratic convention was once you took advantage of the opportunity here, that your potential is unlimited. And I tell young black males that all the time. I tutor and mentor young black males, and I tell them the only thing limits you is your mind, your thoughts. You put limits on your potential in this country, because the country can only give you potential. Now, what you do with it is up to you. And that's what I heard, and I think that's what they were taking and making a lot of examples of, at the Republican convention. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't give a crap what anybody else is saying. It was a bunch of black folks at that Republican convention. A lot of folks just say, oh, they prejudiced, they racist, they this, they that. Stop listening to people say crap. Because at the end of the day, all you gotta do is watch, participate, look, and see. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna be more black folks, because I get them emailing me, texting me, posting my page all the time. It's gonna be more black folks vote for Donald Trump than in the history of this country, period. Even back in the days when blacks were Republican. You know, it's going to be most folks, because what they did is they put the effort. And I've been saying for years and years and years, I've been telling Republicans, put years and years and years, you got to make the effort. You got to at least say to black folks, you got to at least show to black folks that there's an interest, that you're concerned, you know, and that Democrats can't take the whole community for granted every cycle. And this cycle, we've had a president that finally decided to listen and do something, you know, other than just say, okay, well, they're going to all vote for Democrats anyway, and nothing we can do. That's not Donald Trump, and that's not what happened at this convention. And I think the proof is in watching. Even if you didn't see the whole thing, you know, you can pull up 10 black folks, 10 black folks that gave speeches at the convention or had these stories told. And I'm telling you, any of those, randomly, you know, I ain't going to tell you which one to listen to, randomly, listen to any of them. They are uplifting. They're non-victimless, you know, conversation. Is how we did good, me and my family, and where we came from, and how we overcame obstacles and stuff like that. I mean, that's what makes people as a race stronger, by having people set examples, and then not only doing it, but showing you how to do it, or telling you how you can do it, and making it possible. Not saying, oh, well, your mama and your daddy was on food stamps and been on welfare, and the next generation, you know, you have no choice, but you got to be there, you know, because, you know, this country keeps you back, or this country holds you down. I'm telling you, the only person holding you down is you.
You know, Eddie, as I've had several men's groups I've worked with in the past through our church, and always encouraging the men that, you know, if you're feeling down, you're getting depressed and all this, what's feeding what? Is it the music you listen to? Is it what you're watching? If that's keeping you depressed, stop it. Change it around, turn it around, just listen to something else. And for the folks right now that are listening to us, I pray you guys can have a computer nearby. You can always research all the information we give you. You can go to YouTube and find the videos from the RNC convention. All the nights are out there for you to watch. And it's for you to decide for yourself. Eddie's never told you what to think. He just gives you the information and you decide. Right. Al Sharpton was out there this last few days trying to do several thousand people showed up for a march.
Day of the march.
And again, and he was just doing regular political thing, because he's a regular poverty pimp that's been out there forever. The DNC knows it. And they give him lots of money to help him.
We got a caller. So, caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon. We're having this conversation about how do we make a difference. You know, no matter what happens, more black folks are going to vote for Trump this time than probably in the history of this country. So, who are you? Where you calling from? What say you? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead. You're on air.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe Robinson.
Oh,
hey, Joe Robinson.
I love you.
Listen up, man. I done watched the Democratic convention. I done watched the Republican convention. And I'm going to tell you something. There will be more black folks vote for Trump this time. I'm just hate to say it.
Hallelujah.
The reason is, number one, they just did a more live show. So they ain't scared of the virus like everybody else right now. That's the deal.
Right.
And the other thing is, they put on a hell of a fireworks show that Trump 2020. I never seen nobody put the name in fireworks. That's the first time it's like a $2-3 million fireworks show. Let me just get right back. But let me get back to that. That was eye-catching, and it just went on and on.
Right.
And had everybody sing, even so the Italian mafia in there, okay, at the end. But this is the thing. If right now, the choice is clear. If you want to be what we've been having, and you want all this stuff to be crazy, then you know how to vote. But if you want somebody that ain't gonna back the tongue, you may not like the way they talk, but they gonna call it the way it is. Okay? They gonna call it the way it is and do what the hell they got to do for the people. For the people. Not for the politicians, for the damn people, because the man ain't even a politician. That's why he messed up. He's a businessman. Okay? Businessman. Right. And that was the best thing happened at this time. So what I'm saying is, Democrats, black folks, it's going to be one hell of a switchover with black folks voting for the other side of the puzzle. I hate to say it, but I'm already getting calls from Washington, D.C. The only place where it probably won't be is out far western California, but in the Midwest, some of these urban cities, that are hurting and burning, people are just not calling up and saying how they really feel when they call for a poll. They're not telling the truth. They're not saying anything. They tell you everything, but they are not going with that. They're going to vote the way they need to vote, and I'm telling you, man, I see Trump getting somewhere around 13 to 15% of the black vote. I hate to say it. Y'all can vote all you want, but the more black people go vote, the more black people going to be voting for Trump. That's all I can say, man. I hate to say it, but right now, it's too much scare tactics, too much no tactics, too much violent tactics, and none of the stuff that they're throwing out there is really resonating. But what's resonating is, y'all got y'all check, did you? Trump got that check. Y'all got that citizen, did you? Y'all got that $600 with that. And you're looking for $400 now. And you're looking for something more $275 million at the account. Finish shut up, man. Get out here and finish cutting my yard, okay? That's all I want to say.
God bless.
Man. Wake up.
Thank you,
smell
Joe.
the coffee and keep it real.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. And I'm telling you guys, you know, folks like Joe Robson, who keeps it real no matter what the topic is and no matter what we're talking about, you know. Okay, we got another caller. You know, but Joe's one of the good folks in the community. Man. And anybody who's been a part of Tampa Bay have heard and know what kind of person Joe Robson is. So I ain't got to tell you, you know, Joe's a good guy. Sure. Joe's a good guy. Okay, welcome to Porch Talk Radio, caller. Who are you? Where you calling from? What say you? Hello?
Back.
Okay, now you're starting to repeat yourself, so we're gonna have to let you go because
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate you listening.
We only got a couple of minutes, you know, in order to do this. So thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Buddy. But at no point in anything did he say was that something that I can say it's a Republican issue, you know, or it's a Democratic issue. I think that's more of a human rights issue. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know, I've been saying for years, buy more guns. You know, black folks, you need to. Everybody in the country, they keep saying, we're going to take your guns, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And what do white folk? White folk keep buying more and more guns and more ammunition. You know, don't do what they say do. You know, use your common sense. Okay, when they come to my house, I'm going to tell you what happened. In Polk County, probably over the last, 6 months, they got 6 or 8 people got shot and killed trying to break into people's house, robbing. Them folks in Polk County, I'm from Polk County. Them folks got guns. You roll up in their house talking about breaking in and robbing and killing and shooting and hurting people in their house. They're gonna shoot you. They're gonna shoot you. They're gonna shoot you and they're gonna kill you. They ain't shooting you in your leg. They ain't shooting you in your arm.
No,
they shooting you in your head. They shooting you in your chest.
Kill shot.
I'm just saying, I'd rather have my own gun and protect my own family than to be worried about, somebody else protecting me. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's real funny. When a police light show up and I'm on the road and I'm driving somewhere, my heart starts beating fast just like yours do. I'm just telling you. Because we understand the potential. Anytime in this country, you get stopped by police and you look back and that's a white cop. I'm being straightforward. I'm telling you the true deal for me. This is Eddie Adam Jr. My heart beats fast. I take my hand, and both of them, I stick them on the steering wheel. I do the 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and when he say roll the window down or whatever and don't make no certain move, I do what the hell he tell me. You know why? Because at the end of the night, whether you go home and he go home, it depends on what both of you guys do. I'm not going to give him any reason to shoot me. I understand I'm in America. Yeah. And I understand the potential. But the fact of the matter is, I want to go home after this stop is done, and so do he.
Now, Eddie, you're touching on the reality of you're making a decision, because what we know about this Jacob Blake is he had already fought the police. They had already tried to tase him. He was running from them. He had a knife. And the Department of Justice already signed off saying...
What we're not going to do, we're not going to make one good and one bad and all this crap. They do that.
Bad guy.
They do that all the time. This is not about it. Because I'm going to tell you, I cannot be doing anything and get pulled over by the cops. And I'm telling you right now, my blood pressure goes up, my heart starts beating, and I start sweating. Because at the end of the day, I don't know whether or not that guy just fought with his wife or fought with his dog or kicked his cat or whatever the deal is. So right now, his problem is going to become my problem. So it's up to me. It's up to me to make sure that man having a bad day ain't gonna have the opportunity to take my life and take me away from this planet and take me away from my family, you know, because he's having a bad day. I'm telling you that right now. Now, that don't make you brave, that don't make you scared, that don't make you stupid. What that makes you aware of your environment and aware of your situation. So what you got to do, you got to make sure you get home. That don't mean you got to go yes sir, no sir, and cow and kind of all that stuff. But there's a way to keep your dignity and survive a damn traffic stop.
Yes, there is.
And I heard people in the other show talking about young people and some of the stuff. I'm telling you like this. It's a good thing sometimes to be an old fool. And they got a lot of young wise men in the damn graveyard. I'm just telling you. They got a lot of young folks that wise and dead. They got a lot of young black folks, you know, who's courageous in the wrong situation at the wrong time. You know, there's a certain thing about being smart. There's a certain thing about doing an evaluation and thinking and reasoning your way out of a situation. Survive the situation, because I'm gonna tell you, the thought of someone, you know, shooting and killing someone in my family that I love, you know, is heart pounding, hurting, you know, and you can't do anything after the fact. The time to make it good, the time to not, you know, make the news. I don't want nobody in my family making the news because they got killed. I'm just telling you. You know, so my son, there was a point in time when he was coming up, and all black fathers and many black mothers had that conversation with their kids, boys and girls. When you go out, you know, there's certain situations you find yourself in. Make sure you reason, you think about it, and you get home at the end of the evening.
That's right. Because
every week, you know, you think it'd be the high pressure police chiefs all over the country be saying, don't shoot nobody tonight, please. And every night they go out and shoot somebody.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just telling you, stop depending on somebody else to determine whether or not you make it through the evening.
Ooh.
Don't depend on somebody else to make sure you make it through a traffic stop. You get stopped because, and I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm not throwing shade on Mississippi and Alabama and some of them places.
I've been there.
And some of them places. If you get stopped in those places, they expect you as a black person to act a certain way. If you do not, I don't care where you're going and whether you're just passing through. You know, at the end of the day, they may have to, you know, cremate you right there or bring you back or whatever they do. Because again, you know, you didn't make it through the evening. You didn't make it past that traffic stop. That's an issue in this country. And neither party is going to stand up and say it's my fault. And I don't need them to. It is your fault. It is your individual people, community. You know, at some point in time, the country may wake up and acknowledge it. But right now, it's an issue. Right now, it's a problem. And I don't care how old or how young you is. You know, you can get shot in the back 7 times. All right, we got a caller. Welcome to Porch Talk Radio, caller. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello?
Calling from Atlanta, Georgia. But I want to ask you, if the shoe was on the other foot, it was your son or daughter, what would you do?
Well, like I said, we got a system of laws in which we live in a country. And I know and I understand. Again, I have a son, and we went through this conversation, you know, and not once or twice. We had this conversation several times, and I've been through it myself. I have been stopped on the highway, you know, when my wife and my daughter was in a different car. And you know what I did? My wife and my daughter was in a different car, and I got stopped. You know, I told them to go ahead because I'm going to tell you, if they shoot me out there, they're going to shoot them too also. They ain't going to just shoot you and have witnesses that's going to show up in court and testify. They're going to shoot every damn body. I'm just telling you, that's how I feel. So if they're going to shoot every damn body, if somebody going to get shot, somebody going to not make it home in the evening, and I got my wife and my daughter with me, guess who's not going to make it home? It's going to be me. I'm not. You know, all 3 of them ain't going to be found on the side of the road with the person with the gun telling the story about what happened. Because at the end of the day, the person who survived the incident gets to tell the story.
Now, Eddie, I got a son also, and being Hispanic, I've had a conversation with him several times, and it came down to, I love you. If you screw up and you get an attitude of that policeman and he takes you out, you know what? I did what I could do, but you made your decisions. Now that you got that driver's license, you got your consequences. And that's it. But you're right, Eddie. People have to take responsibility for themselves. And if they want to act stupid or the policeman's got the gun, okay.
Right. The guy could be wrong about everything.
That's right.
His demeanor can be wrong. His tone could be wrong. I mean, when that guy unfastened that gun, his gun is in his holster and it's got a leather strap on. When he unclicks that damn thing, that guy's prepared at that point in time to take your life. And he ain't gonna shoot you one time. He ain't gonna shoot you in the arm because I've seen too many videos where he stand there and empty the damn clip. If it's got 9 shots, he gonna shoot you 9 damn times. If it got 6 shots, he gonna shoot you 6 times. But he gonna empty that clip standing up over you before he get through shooting. Now whether his life was threatened or not, that's for somebody to decide at another day. At that moment, the dead person in this scenario
don't count.
Is you and your kid. Because, I've seen where they killed everybody in the damn car. They shoot the people in the front seat and they shoot the ones in the back seat. At the end of the day, if you're the one making the decision, think positively and ration and get through the incident. You could go home and call your state rep or your county commissioner or whoever you need to call, file a complaint, go through all that stuff. But yeah, you are alive. You can still do some stuff. When you are dead,
done. Next.
It's somebody else making an arrangement. You can't even get out the car yourself. Somebody got to pull your body out the car, put it on a stretcher, roll it down to the morgue, and then they do whatever they need to do. And next time you show up in public, everybody watching you laying down face up. I'm just telling you, that scenario, we just got to get smarter about it. And I have seen videos where black folks are running. I mean, not running, dashing away from dashing away from the cops. And they decide to shoot. You can't outrun no damn bullet. I'm gonna tell you. I know some fast brothers, but they ain't fast enough to outrun them bullets. And when they shoot you 7 times in the back, and I heard somebody saying, when they was doing one of the things that he was still twitching, and they was all laughing. These are all white folk. They look at, he was still twitching. We got a twitcher, and they shoot you again. And somebody else with a new clip of bullets starts shooting at you on the ground, in handcuffs, in chains. Yeah, it's cruel. It's like when they used to hang black folks. Well, they put that noose around your neck, your hands tied behind your back, and you twitch and you kick and do all kind of other stuff. Guess what they used to do? They would send somebody over there and have them pull your legs, so that the noose around your neck get tighter, and you die quicker. It's all cruel, but I'm gonna tell you, you can survive it if you reason and have a plan in your head of how I'm gonna get through this moment and make it to the next one. Yeah, because it don't have to be one of us is not gonna make it. Because more often than not, it's right. 90% of the time, that one who ain't gonna make it in a confrontation on the street like that is you. I'm just trying to put some sense in you. I started talking about the Republican National Convention. That's right. But I'm talking about everyday logic. Put this in your children. Young folks may be brave, but at the end of the day, these folks that's dying out there now, these are not 60-year-old and 70-year-old black men. They know better. These are not black old folks who are old and wise. These are young folks. Young and dumb. Whose testosterone and muscles and all that kind of stuff, and what they are is their mind is not function, and somehow, because they're being done wrong, they got to win. I've got to tell you, winning and everything, you can lose the ultimate, value and lose your life, and at the end of the day, you won't nobody pay for it but you. All right, we got another caller. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio this Saturday afternoon. Who are you? Where are you calling from? And what say you? Hello?
Hey,
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, Charles Coffey?
Hey.
I think myself as a black man, and I think Black America has to realize one thing: racism is not personal; it's business in America, and it always has been that. 50, 60 years ago, we were together as a people. Black folks scared to come together as a people. If we came together on one accord, white folks would treat us differently. I've seen it done. You know, now I think more black policemen ought to be in the black community because I grew up with that. And you didn't have as much problem and trouble. But I don't care who is. Realize one thing, unless to black folks change their mindset as themselves, Donald Trump can't help you, nor Joe Biden. That's all I got to say. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
That's
That's very good. That's very good. You know, because it's very easy, and it's a method. It's a process in which you reflect, you know, a issue, and all of a sudden it's about who fault it is. At the end of the day, you still dead. You know, it's not about being right. It's not about being wrong sometimes. You know, like what happened to Mr. Floyd, everybody saw that. That was almost a worldwide visual hanging. I mean, that guy kneeled with his knee on that guy's neck, you know, for 47 minutes, 48 minutes, depends on, you know, who's counting. But at the end of the day, the process is still saying the guy died. Now, nobody around, everybody got their video camera, everybody, you know, videoing it.
Too busy recording, not helping.
Nobody did anything that was significant enough to save his life. That's what happens when the community comes together. Community come together when somebody else say, I'm going to take a bullet for you. Because they may have had to, but I think what they would have done if somebody would have, you know, and I'm saying supposedly, if somebody in the crowd would have said, get off that man's neck, you know, give that man a chance, you were killing him, and did enough. There was enough video cameras there. Now they had a beef with that guy that was on the ground. They may not have had a beef with you. Your life may have had more value. If some white person would have showed up and said, get off that man's neck, you know, it would have been different. I'm just saying. Now, at the end of the day, the fact that nobody did anything, everybody watched, and everybody cried, and everybody got emotional, and everybody after the fact, you know, nobody did anything at that point in time. If we had a community that was together, and we had 10 black folks or 20 black folks, we had a mob of folks who's shooting, killing, and looting and rioting now, that have stood up and say that man's life on that ground, you know, means something, and get the F off of him, and say it in a group. I'm going to tell you something. More often than not, groups of black folks mostly outnumber the police. And the police, like the white folks said, white folks ain't the only one with guns. And I'm not, you know, promoting violence and saying it should be done like that. But I'm just telling you, somebody, if enough people, leaders supposedly, said don't do this or don't do that, they're not in place, especially nowadays, where they won't listen. Because every day, now, you know, not just us folks here on Porch Talk Radio. It should be a lot of other folks in the community that should be having this conversation. You know, it's not Democrat, it's not Republican. It is the community. How do we protect the community? How do we protect young folks in the community? If there's a value to the community in the life of folks in the community has value to the community, they ain't gonna. I'm gonna tell you, white folks, cops, whoever, are particular about who they shooting and killing. They ain't shooting and killing a bunch of those young white kids. I'm just saying, everybody see that. I ain't gotta say it. They ain't shooting and killing them young white folks, you know, like they're doing the young black folks. So that's the issue. But how do you bring light to the issue? Bring light to the issue. I understand that there's differences of opinion on this, and you want to fault the country, and it's not going to change tomorrow, and nothing us folks here on Porch Talk Radio is going to make the country different. We wish it was some. We wish our community, hopefully. Wish we could pray our way out of this and pray our way into this and make a difference. But because we don't agree, and because you don't agree with anything I'm saying, and because it ain't right, I'm gonna tell you something. That president of the United States, whoever they may be, Biden, Trump, ain't gonna be on the side of the road with you when you get stopped by the police. I'm telling you that right now. Neither one of them. The best they can do is show up at your funeral. Because at the end of the day, the system is unjust. It say justice for all, but if you think you got the same justice as white folks do, and again, I don't bite my tongue, I'm saying what I mean. If you think you got the same justice as white folks do, then you might as well go to India and be the person that's responsible for cleaning latrines for the rest of your life and all your kids. Because it's a reality. They may not want that. You know, there's a lot of countries that got worse system than ours. Ours is not the best system, but it is what it is. And until you learn to live within it, you can die within it. And that's the reality. Let me do on this day, and let Gabriel get his 2 cents in, you know, before we get through with the show. On this day, on August the 29th in 1886, New York City Chinese ambassador Li Hongchang, chef, invented chop suey. So we thought it was come from China. On this day, on August the 29th in 1945, U.S. General Douglas MacArthur left for Japan to officially accept the surrender of the Chinese. And that's what ended World War II. On this day, August the 29th, in 1971, Hank Aaron became the first baseball player in the National League to hit 100 or more runs in each of 11 seasons. And on this day, in 1990, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein, in a television interview, declared that America could not defeat Iraq. All right, Gabriel, let's have it.
Well, you know, folks, we've been having back and forth opinions, and Eddie's been talking after it's all said and done. Just be responsible for your own actions, especially if you are late at night anywhere, especially Mississippi. I've been there, and it scared the hell out of me. But anyway, with that said, you know, Jacob Blake is the latest victim of the week. The fact that he had already fought the police, had been tased by the police, had a knife on him, and he was running for his car, which was already, the department just said he had a weapon in the car. He's been shot 7 times. The fact that he's now been paralyzed, I believe. He will no longer be raping children. There was a warrant for that. In fact, he was committing a crime at the time that the police came out. So he was a thug. This is not a hero by any means. He was a bad guy. And he had done a lot of bad things, especially a lot of black people. So at this point, Eddie's talked about responsibility. You do something stupid's going to happen to you. So just beware of that. Democrat mayors in Minnesota are backing Trump, citing Joe Biden is out of touch. And of course, the guy with the 17-year-old that did killed 2 and that Adam spoke about, the fact that one of the 2 had started beating him with a skateboard, and the guy with the gun shot him. So if you have a skateboard, don't hit somebody with a gun. And then the other one was a convicted felon as well for something else, and he was taken out. There's one of them that did survive, shot in the arm, and he's facing charges because he wasn't supposed to have a weapon to begin with. All these were felon guys. So understand, folks, after it's all said and done, NBA might be off for the moment. It's on for the moment. It's off. It's on. LeBron James, is making the play, saying, I mean too much to society to shut up and dribble. Boy, how about that?
All right. Until next week, and it was a great show. Thank you for listening. And we got all kind of listeners from all walks of life.
Yeah.
You know, blacks, white,
Thank you.
Hispanics, and everything. But until next week when we do this again, you know, be safe, America. Be safe, Tampa Bay. We love you.
God bless.
Bye-bye.